Today is September 21st, 2022. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, a few things today. First, I wanted to kind of finish the thought I kind of was struggling with last time. Stacey Abrams, the Democratic candidate for governor, was on The View last week. And she had made this comment that basically the pro-lifers didn't understand basic morality or basic biology. And I gave a pretty poor or incomplete response when she talked about basic morality. Because, when I think of morality, I do tend to think, at least initially, of that little phrase we all kind of grow up on, thou shalt not kill, which apparently scholars have concluded that the word translated kill might be better translated as murder, as in thou shalt not murder, the act of a premeditated act of killing. And, all through world history, all societies, all empires or kingdoms or nations, they've all punished people who have committed murder. The act of homicide, killing somebody deliberately. And then there's the issue of the golden rule that Stacey Abrams seems to have forgotten, that we should do unto others as we would want them to do unto us. Jesus talks about, caring for the widows and the orphans and feeding the hungry and meeting and visiting those in prison, or feeding the poor, or welcoming the stranger. There's a lot of things that Jesus talked about when he talked about our neighbor. This idea that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. I think that the unborn baby in the womb, created in God's image, that baby is my neighbor. And I truly believe that God commands us, at least those who are Christians, to love our neighbors. And that baby is my neighbor. But apparently Stacey Abrams has a hard time understanding both biology and this idea of morality. Morality tells me that we do not kill, we do not murder. But apparently, when Planned Parenthood murders and kills innocent babies, that's just Jim Dandy to Stacey Abrams, because that's not killing. Okay. Then I saw that just this past Monday, Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts, Democrat, wrote a scathing letter to Heartbeat International, which is the largest organization that oversees pregnancy care centers. There's about 2,800 pregnancy care centers that fall under the umbrella of Heartbeat International. And she accused them of luring pregnant people. Okay, let me stop right there. Pregnant people is a strange way of referring to pregnant women. Because I'm assuming that Elizabeth Warren understands that only women can get pregnant. But then on the other hand, the Democratic Party seems to be falling all over themselves over this whole issue of transgender. And, they want to be politically correct. So apparently, women can get pregnant. But if a woman wants to think that she's a man, then she becomes a man, and then men can become pregnant. So figure that one out. Anyway, I suppose that's a little bit of a tangent. So I guess I don't want to go down that rabbit trail, but a rabbit hole. So anyway, let's get back to Elizabeth Warren. She accuses these pregnancy care centers of luring and misleading pregnant people to possibly choose life for their babies. And really over the last 50 years, pregnancy care centers have been very successful in saving thousands upon thousands of babies' lives by really encouraging and convincing these scared moms into deciding in life for their babies that there is an alternative to abortion. And whether it's raising the baby or adoption or whatever, you know, just giving that baby the gift of life is the most important thing. And these pregnancy care centers have been very successful. And that, I'm sure that drives the liberals crazy that they've been successful. And then, of course, all the services provided by the pregnancy care centers are free. And you know that's got to drive them crazy too, because the liberals crazy, because you go to Planned Parenthood and you know that abortion is definitely not free. You got to pay for that service. But the services at pregnancy care centers are free, and they give the gift of life, and they love these moms and these gals. They just love them and care for them and provide clothing and services and baby furniture and all these things and diapers, you know, and there's follow-up afterwards for a long time, trust me, for years. So those are the pregnancy care centers that Elizabeth Warren hates, and she wants to shut them down. She also accused them of torturing women. Torture. You know, when I think of torture, I think of the actual abortion procedure that kills an innocent baby. When I think of torture, I think of the dismemberment procedure where babies are being sliced up in little parts. That's torture. You know, imagine the pain, the excruciating pain that a little baby feels when they're being executed and dismembered. That's torture. That is torture. Not trying to talk to a woman and trying to encourage her to choose life for her baby. That is not torture. So Elizabeth Warren is just way out of line. But she wants to shut these places down because they are successful. Okay. Let's move on to Proposal 3. And I think I mentioned last time that every program of Pro-Life League, I do want to just bring up a few aspects of this dangerous and vague and extreme Proposal 3. It's just way too extreme and too dangerous. And see, here's one feature, and I'll read this maybe twice. It says the proposed amendment states, quote, that the state shall not penalize, prosecute, or otherwise take adverse action against an individual based on their actual, potential, perceived, or alleged pregnancy outcomes, including, but not limited to, that's important, including, but not limited to, which means there are more applications that may arise that a judge may have to decide on, but they're not limited to miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion. So what might that mean? Well, it could mean that that investigations of potential infanticide could not be pursued by authorities, by the police. Suppose a woman gives birth. Let's suppose it's a teenage mom, and she delivers her baby at 7 months, and her parents, whether her parents know she's pregnant or not, she's delivered this baby, but not in a hospital. The baby's come early, and she wants to hide that baby, and she puts it in a dumpster or she throws it in the trash. She kills that baby to hide the evidence that she was pregnant. Well, according to this, the authorities would not be allowed to investigate that act of infanticide. Infanticide is a criminal act. You know, you cannot kill a newborn child. You cannot kill a baby. But according to the wording here, if this young mom has tossed her baby into a dumpster, that is a pregnancy outcome. And you cannot prosecute, or penalize that type of pregnancy outcome. Infanticide may become legal in Michigan. Here's another case. Quote, nor shall the state penalize, prosecute, or otherwise take adverse action against someone for aiding or assisting a pregnant individual, so we're including a minor, in exercising their right to reproductive freedom with their voluntary consent. So if a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old girl in high school or middle school, she's pregnant and she consents to have her school counselor drive her to a Planned Parenthood abortion clinic and has her abortion, the parents have absolutely no legal recourse at all. And that counselor who drives her to the clinic cannot be prosecuted or penalized, or no adverse action can be taken against her. The parents cannot sue that counselor for what she did because the girl, the minor, has given her voluntary consent. The parents have no legal recourse, none whatsoever. How is that? And then there could possibly be an untrained clinic employee who performs the abortion. And here again, no recourse by the parents, no recourse at all. So how is that safe? How is that safe for pregnant moms, pregnant women in the state of Michigan? It is not safe. Proposal 3 is way, way too extreme and way too dangerous. Vote no on Proposal 3. With that, I'll let you go, and I will see you next time.